Alright guys, this is a long playing review for the Island of Dr Destructo on the Amstrad CPC, or just to confuse matters, as it's sometimes known as just Destructo, because they rebranded it for the box art strangely and doesn't sound and look quite as impressive. But this is a budget release from Bulldog Software, which are part of Mastertronic, and was only £1.99 on release, and is one of the most fantastic little budget games. And is also an Amstrad original as well, and was then later sort of ported to the Commodore 64 and Spectrum. And this is one of my favourite little budget games of all time. Very simple concept, but very good fun to play. And you can also have simultaneous 2 players as well, and I'll include a bonus clip of that in action at the end of the video. So let's start things off. And basically you control that one little plane in the middle there, in the black, and we're shooting down all the enemy aircraft in the sky there. And the main target is obviously that ship in the middle of the screen. And the purpose of this is basically when you shoot down the plane, it's debris lands on the object below, slowly destroying it bit by bit, which is a very clever little concept. I'm surprised it hadn't really been sort of thought of before, really. And basically when you sort of like smash through at least 3 areas of the object or ship, there's the first one, and make a hole. Once you get like sort of 3 holes in the ship or whatever, it will sink, and then you move on to the next level. And that's the core basics of the game. There we go, we've got 2 holes now. Third one, and the ship will sink. Oh, very close now. There we go. Warning siren that the ship's about to sink. Yay! Target destroyed. And thankfully you get a bonus life at the end of the level, and trust me guys, you'll need them. I think I'm on about 8 lives now. Oh yeah, and you get a bomb as well you can drop as well. I usually use that right at the start of the level, just may see me use it there. Now notice guys, something very clever in this game as well. Notice the sun in the background there, sort of slowly moving across the sky. Well, that's kind of like your timer, and it changes from day to night to day again, and you've got 7 days to complete this game in. And there's 21 levels in total, so you do need to move really quickly, because the first time I actually did this game, while I was recording my long play, I actually ran out of time, and I had to do it all again. Very frustrating, because this is one tough game. From level 4 onwards, it starts getting really tough. We got lots of new enemies coming in, and bigger targets to destroy. And by the later levels, it gets really insane, and so it can be quite frustrating actually. Certainly having to re-record my long play was, I can tell you, because I ran out of time. There's not all ships that we have to destroy though. There's later on, there's whole islands, there's fortresses and castles and shipyards and stuff like that. Ooh. Oh yes, and you can wrap around left and right on the screen, and if you go too high in the sky, you sort of end up sort of being pushed down. Oh, look at that, turning to night. The screen changing colour. That's fantastic. I love little touches like that. And now we're at night with the stars in the background there, and the moon. What a fantastic little touch that is. That's absolutely brilliant. Now I didn't buy this on budget at the time. I only sort of came across this game in the last few years, and I was just blown away just by how cool it was. I mean, it's obviously a very simple game. It is a budget game, but for $1.99, shit, this is more fun than the vast majority of like full price releases. had an absolute blast playing this. Now I haven't lost a life yet, and first thing I should mention is that the green planes you can sort of fly past and through, but the blue planes, and whatever you do, do not fly into them because they will knock you out the sky and you will lose a life. So have to be really careful there. We've got the introduction there of a new enemy, which is the satellite. That can't be destroyed. Oh, it's been knocked out of the sky because there you go, I flew into one of those blue planes. So we now have to sort of be a little bit more cautious now. Things are starting to get quite tough already on level 4. Oh, and there's some fantastic sound effects as well, guys. Some great sort of shooting, explosion noises, and I like the sound when the satellites come on. Got the warning siren there as well, with the ship sinking. I was very lucky there. I didn't actually lose that life. You noticed that I got knocked out of the sky right at the death. But no, very kind of the game. Let me keep that life. Right, we're now destroying islands as well, guys. A slightly smaller target to destroy, I think. Oh yes, and there's some certain new types of green planes that when you shoot them, they then turn into a blue plane, so they have to be sort of hit twice before... There's one in the middle of the screen there, just flying by. Slightly different to the normal, smaller green planes. I think they have a propeller on the front, that's how you sort of distinguish them. Watch out for yellow planes as well, they drop bombs. You can shoot their bombs out the sky though. But when you do hit one of the yellow planes, its debris is dangerous and can destroy you. So do be careful of that. But now we've got sort of red missiles sort of flying across the screen at us. They can't be shot and knocked out of the sky, so we need to avoid them. Ah, damn it. One thing you can do if you want to sort of last a bit longer in the game is stick to right at the bottom of the screen. Oops. Oh, just changed back to day there. Very nice. And here comes the sun. Gotta love the colour changing effects there. That's really, really nicely done. But yeah, as I was saying, you can sort of stick to the bottom of the screen if you want to. But you're likely to take longer on the level to sort of beat it. And you will run out of time by the end. So you are running against the clock. The number of days you're on at the moment is that number in the centre of the panel at the top there. So we're on the 6th day. That's pretty good though, because we're on, I think we're on level 6 now. Yes, level 6. Of 21. But there's going to be some later levels that are going to take a long time to sort of beat. The bigger objects to destroy, so do bear that in mind. Don't think you can sort of take your time in this game. You can't relax for a level. You can get through it as quickly as possible. Yeah, very simple controls. All you can do, well, you got left and right, which makes your plane sort of circle round in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. You can press up to speed up, which is useful for getting out of scrapes and tight areas. And of course fire button to shoot your weapon. And you can press down or spacebar to drop your bomb. You only get one bomb per level, so make it count and make a good dent on something. I wouldn't aim for that sort of centre section of the ship. There's just more of it to be destroyed. Now, I don't think I'm going to commentate throughout in the entirety of this game on Longplay, because, well, I think it pretty much sort of speaks for itself now, and I've pretty much made all the points I want to make. Just a few more things to really sort of talk about. Oh, interestingly, this ship actually takes 4 holes to sink. But sometimes it does vary up. There we go. And that's the swordfish sunk. Now, occasionally online on the internet, this game has been incorrectly credited to the programmer Richard Applin. Richard Applin, of course, very famous on the Amstrad scene for his fantastic versions of Double Dragon 1 and 2, Shinobi, Final Fight, and many others. No, he only did the Commodore 64 version after the Amstrad version was done. And he's commented to this on the Lemon 64 website actually himself, and has mentioned that you know, his version unfortunately wasn't a patch on the Amstrad original, which is nice of him to admit that. And certainly I think this is definitely the best version out of the 8-bits. So, but the original programmer for the Amstrad version was a guy called Eugene Messina. Unfortunately, I can't find out much more about him. I do know he went on to work for Don Archon Incentive on the 3D construction kit software, which was very famous at the time. And the rest of it, though, I can only find one of a sort of PC and Amiga and ST game he did called Legend of the Sword. Looks like some kind of graphic meets text adventure type game in about 1988. After which, I can't find much else about him. Which is a shame, because this is a really, really excellent game. And it's something I'm going to get round to, guys, is actually sort of doing a compilation of the best budget games on the Amstrad CPC. I think that'd be a really cool video to do. Obviously not games that were originally on full price, and then re-released on budget. Just games solely released on budget. So obviously that will be games like this one, the Dizzy series from Codemasters. Another favourite of mine is Killer Cobra, which was a Scramble clone, which is truly excellent. And I'll have a good think about the some other budget games as well. Obviously I've got Codemasters and Mastertronic to look at, all the good budget labels. But occasionally there's a few sort of gems out there that, like this one that you may not have heard of. Certainly Bulldog Software is not a well-known budget label, but looks like they were at least owned by Mastertronic. So yeah, I think that'll be a good video to do at some point. I fancy doing like another sort of compilation video. Oh yes, I don't really mention there's a new enemy here. We've got a black helicopter. Again, watch out for shooting it out the sky, especially if you're underneath it, because it, when he falls down in an erratic pattern, it can certainly take you out. There he is. It causes a good amount of damage on the ship below. But yeah, guys, this is definitely one of my favourite budget games of all time. And again, if it wasn't for the internet and a couple of people's suggestions and forums and stuff, I perhaps would never have heard of and played this game. So if you've never seen or heard of this before, I'm really proud and happy to sort of bring this to your attention. It's definitely worth 5 minutes of your time. Download and play on an emulator. And wow, you know, at the time though when it was released, $1.99 on budget. What a great fun little game. Sure, there's not much to it, and you know the levels repeat again and again, but that's a budget game for you. But this is just really, really good fun. And yes, it gets really, really tough. But you know what? I think this is really addictive, and will keep me coming back again and again. Certainly, there's a good amount of levels to get through. 21 in total. Level 21 is basically the final fortress, which you have to smash out the sky. That takes quite a bit of doing. A bit like this level really, because that That's quite a big target there we've got to destroy now. So remember, watch out for the time. From day turning to night. And I'm really impressed how things stay really fast and really smooth. We've got a large number of sprites, explosions, and missiles, and other helicopters, and so much stuff going on. But it never slows down. I think only slightly when there's for some reason lots of satellites spawn. Did I notice any sort of slowdown? But this is the essence of budget gaming, guys. You know, for a couple of quid, you want a simple, fun, quick to pick up, quick to play, addictive game. When it comes to full price games, you want obviously a bigger package with like lots of different sort of gameplay types and levels and bigger and better everything. When it comes to budget games, original budget games, keep it simple, keep it fun, keep it addictive. And this is the essence of budget gaming, absolutely perfect. And I can't recommend this highly enough. Although I think the magazines at the time weren't overly impressed with the game. I think it's one of them games where you sort of have to play a few times and then sort of realise, hang on, I'm quite addicted to this, and I want to go back and do better and get further in the game. But it also takes a while to get the hang of like the controls and sort of, you really to do well at this game, you sort of need to be in the zone and get in the zone of Destructo. And you can do some amazing runs when you sort of eventually get in the hang of it and sort of get in the whole zone of how Destructo works and the patterns of enemies and how they come on the screen and how you fly about the screen to sort of avoid possible collisions and all that kind of stuff. And it took me a lot of practice to get good at this. And it took a lot of goes to get this long play done as well. But yeah, I think, guys, I'm going to leave my commentary here. It is quite a long play. Although I sort of stripped 5 minutes off the end of the video length, because that's I just added a bonus clip of like a simultaneous 2-player action, which works and plays fantastically as well, guys. And doesn't slow the game down at all. So a fantastic effort here. And I just love the touches of this, with the night turning to day and vice versa, and the colours changing. Really shows off the Amstrad colour palette really well. Do I have any negatives? Colour clash on the Amstrad. As you can see, when you sort of fly through or around and past like the object you're targeting, or flying through planes and other explosions. But you can't ask for everything. I think if they did sort of like some kind of like sprite masking technique so it doesn't sort of have any colour clash, I think it would have probably slowed the game down. And it's all about the gameplay and the gameplay dynamics, guys. I wouldn't mess with this. I would love to have seen a sequel to this though. Maybe expanded for sort of a mid-price release or a full-price release, who knows. But this is a really great game. And you know what, guys, I think if this was released in the early 80s in the arcades, this would have been a real sort of smash hit. And I'll be interested to know if any of you guys know out there of any other sort of arcade games or perhaps releases on the 8-bit systems where there's a similar gameplay mechanic to this, where you shoot targets out the sky which slowly destroys the object underneath. I have a feeling it's probably has been done before, so I'm hesitant to sort of proclaim this as a really great original concept. There's some really good people on YouTube that have subscribed or commented on my videos with really great and fantastic gaming knowledge. So I'll be interested to see if there is another game that came out before this that used a similar gameplay mechanic. Probably has been, but I've not come across it. But this, I still think this would have been a real smash in the arcades. It's a shame it's sort of been buried under, you know, a budget label that wasn't very well known of or heard of, that perhaps didn't have like a huge amount of distribution and was only £1.99. Hell, I would have paid £4, £5, hell, maybe even £10 for this game. It's really great fun. So yeah, guys, review score. Oh, sod it. I'm going to give this 9 out of 10. I think this is great. Maybe I'm being a bit crazy giving it a high score like that, but sod it. I love this game to bits. I think this is fantastic. And do you know what, guys? I'm really itching to go on, have another go and play this game, actually. So, I'm going to leave my commentary here, guys, and review. And so, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. And bonus footage at the end, as I've mentioned a couple of times, of the simultaneous two-player action. And yes, I hope you enjoyed to the end when we finally get to face Dr Destructo's enemy base and fortress. And yeah, 9 out of 10 from me. Thanks for watching. See you again soon, guys. Cheers. Bye. Bye.